Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Untitled the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. And today we're gonna do this beautiful pattern for a bag. And here for this particular bag I've used my 100% cotton yarn, and for this one I've used my 3.5 mm of the hook, and it opens up like this. Here it is. It's all nicely done, nicely knitted. And size of this particular bag is, it is about 12 centimeters or 4.5 inches tall, and it is about 21 centimeters or 8.5 inches wide. And that's it. So let's begin. Okay, so for this one we're gonna have a yarn, and we'll start with the slip knot. So just have your slip knot, and now we're gonna chain up 34, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 32, 33 and 34. So here I've got my 34 chains, and now I'm gonna turn my work. So turn your work, and here it is. This is the back part of your chains. Now I'm gonna skip this first chain. So this is the back part of my first chain. I'm gonna skip this first chain, and I will go to the second chain, and I will insert my hook into this second chain, and will grab the yarn and will make my first single crochet here. Go to this next stitch, insert your hook, and have your one single crochet. And now for this row number 1, we're gonna have one single crochet into each chain. And by the end of this row number 1, we're gonna have our 33 single crochets. 33 single crochets, and I'm gonna meet you after my row number 1. So keep on having one single crochet into each chain. Remember, I'm working at the back of this chains, and keep on having one single crochet into each chain. And by the end of this row number 1, you're gonna have a 33 single crochets, and I'm gonna meet you after that. And here it is. After my row number 1, I have my 33 single crochets, one single crochet into each chain. And now for my row number 2, I will chain 1, and I will turn my work, and I will insert my hook into this first stitch. So this is my chain 1. I will not work on this chain 1. I will go to this first stitch. I will insert my hook into this first stitch, and will grab the yarn, and will make my one single crochet. And now for this row number 2, we're gonna have one single crochet into each stitch from the previous round. So by the end of this row number 2, we're gonna have our 33 single crochets, just as what we have for our row number 1. So keep on having one single crochet into each stitch from your previous round, and by the end of this row number 2, we're gonna have our 33 single crochets, and we're gonna repeat our row number 2 until our row number 4. So until your row number 4, each row will have 33 single crochets, one single crochet into each stitch from your previous round, and I'm gonna meet you after my row number 4. And here it is. After my row number 4, my work looks like this. Now I have finished our base in here. So this is our base for the bag, and now we will start building our pattern. So for that one, just have your, this is your last stitch of your row number 4. Now I will go down below. This is your last stitch. Just go down below your this last stitch, and you're gonna find your space in here. So this is the space we're gonna work on. So insert your hook directly into this space, and grab your yarn, and have your one single crochet here. Now this is the first stitch of our round number 1, because we have start building our pattern here. So just have your stitch marker here, so that we will remember that this is our first stitch, because we're gonna work in a spiral way now. So this is your first stitch. Go here, and here into this, next to this stitch, you're going to find your next space. So insert your hook into this space, grab your yarn, and have one single crochet. So here we got our 2 single crochets, and go to this next space, this one, and insert your hook and grab your yarn and have your 3rd single crochet. So here on this side, we're going to have 3 single crochets, and now we will start working on this side. So here it is. We are here. Now here, this is your first stitch. Now remember, this is your chains. So here we have taken the back part of the chain, and that's why we got our this V's, this 2 loops at the bottom of our chains, and we will work on this side of this chain. So here I'm going to insert my hook into my this first chain. So this is my first chain, and I will insert my hook into the back loop of my this first chain like this. Remember, I'm not going to take both the loops. I'm not going to take both the loops like this, but I will go at the back loop only. Insert your hook into the back loop, grab a yarn and have your 1 single crochet, and this is your 1 single crochet, back loop only. Now go to this next chain, insert your hook into this back loop of your this next chain, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Go to this next chain, insert your hook into the back loop of your chain, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. And now keep on having 1 single crochet, back loop only, into each chain on this side, and by the end of this side you're gonna have 33 single crochets, and all of your stitches, all of your single crochets will be back loop only. So keep on having 1 single crochet, back loop only into each chain, and I'm gonna meet you at the end here. And by the end here on this side we're gonna have our 33 single crochets plus this 3 single crochets. So in total we're gonna have 36 single crochets, and I'm gonna meet you at the end here. Here it is. I've got my this 36 single crochets in total. Here on this side I have my 33 single crochets, back loop only, and plus this 3 single crochets on this first side. Now we are here on this third side, and we will turn our work, and here again we're gonna have 3 single crochets. So for that one, here it is. You're going to find your first space in here. So this is your first space. So just insert your hook into this first space and grab a yarn and have your 1 single crochet. Go to this second space. This is your second space just after your this first stitch. Insert your hook and grab a yarn and have your this second single crochet, and this is your third space. So insert your hook and grab a yarn and have your this third single crochet, and here it is. We got our this next 3 single crochets into this side as well. So first side we got our 3 single crochets, on the second side we got our this 3 single crochets, and on this side we have our 33 single crochets back loop only, and that will make in total 39 single crochets here. And now on this side we are at the top side. This is the fourth side of our this round, and here we're gonna have 1 single crochet into each stitch. All stitches will be back loop only, and in total we're gonna have our 72 single crochets. Here on this side we're gonna have another 33 single crochets back loop only. So again, this is our first stitch. Insert your hook into this back loop of your this first stitch like this, and grab a yarn and have your 1 single crochet. Go to this next stitch, insert your hook into the back loop, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Insert your hook into this next stitch, into the back loop, grab a yarn and have your 1 single crochet. And now keep on having 1 single crochet, back loop only, into each stitch from your previous round, and by the end of this round, this side, you're gonna add another 33 single crochets. All 33 single crochets will be back loop only, and in total you're gonna have 72 single crochets. So we're gonna end up having 72 single crochets by the end, and I'm gonna meet you after that. And here it is. My work looks like this after my round number 1, and here it is. I've got my this last stitch. In total for this round, round number 1, we got over the 72 stitches, and this is my last stitch. And now for my round number 2, I will take out my this stitch marker and I will directly insert my hook into my this first stitch. Now this time we are going to take both the loops. Remember, we are not going to work on the back loop anymore. We are going to take both the loops. So insert your hook into this stitch and grab a yarn and have your 1 single crochet here. And now put your this stitch marker back on. So this is your first stitch of your round number 2. Go to this next stitch, insert your hook and have your 1 more single crochet. So first 2 stitches we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and now on this third stitch we're going to have a bobble stitch. Now for the bobble stitch, yarn over and insert your hook into this third stitch and grab your yarn. You're going to have 3 loops, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops only. Yarn over for the second time, insert your hook into this third stitch into that same stitch and grab your yarn. Yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops only. And now you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. yarn over for the third time, and insert your hook into the same space, into that same stitch, and grab your yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops only. And now you're going to have 4 loops on your hook. Now yarn over for the fourth time, the last time, and insert your hook into that same stitch, and grab your yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops only. And now you're going to have 5 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and spool your yarn through all 5 loops, and this is your bobble stitch. Now for this next stitch, your fourth stitch, insert your hook, grab your yarn, and just have your stitch like this. I'm just using my this finger to press this stitch inside, and yarn over and have your 1 single crochet here. And this is how it looks. So this is your bobble stitch. Just push your this bobble stitch, all of your this stitches inside like this, and it will create a nice looking bobble stitch. What usually we do is, for the bobble stitch, we work at the back. So here it is. We work like this and we push it inside, and your stitch will come out like this. But this time we are not working on the other side, we are working on this side, and that's why we are just going to push our this stitch with the help of our this finger, and it will create a nice bobble stitch. And that's how it's gonna work. And this is our 1 single crochet after this bobble stitch. Now we will go to this next stitch, insert your hook into this next stitch, grab your yarn, and have 1 more single crochet. So after your bobble stitch, next 2 stitches, we're gonna have 1 single crochet into each stitch. And into this third stitch, again we're gonna have our bobble stitch. So for that one, yarn over, insert your hook, grab your yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook, grab your yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over for the third time, insert your hook into that same stitch, grab your yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over for the fourth time, insert your hook into that same stitch and grab your yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops only. And now you're going to have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and spool your yarn through all 5 loops. And here it is. This is your bobble stitch. Now if you want, you can press your this bobble stitch from inside out. It's like this. And now next 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So insert your hook into this next stitch, grab your yarn and have 1 single crochet here. Go to this next stitch, insert your hook and have 1 single crochet. So next 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. And again, into this third stitch, we're going to have our bobble stitch. So for that one, yarn over 4 times. Yarn over for the first time, insert your hook and grab your yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook into this same stitch, grab your yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over for the third time, insert your hook and grab your yarn from the same stitch, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over for the fourth time, last time, and insert your hook into that same stitch and grab your yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops only, and you're going to have 5 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all 5 loops, and you can push your this last stitch inside out with the help of your finger, and it will be a nice bobble stitch. And now next 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So that's 1. You can always tighten up your this stitch, because at this stitch your first single crochet will be a little bit loose because you have worked 5 stitches on this last stitch, and that's why just adjust your stitch, tighten up your stitch, this one, and go to this next one and have 1 single crochet again. So next 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and again into this third stitch, we're going to have our bobble stitch. So for that one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over and spool your yarn through all 5 loops, and next 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1 and 2. Here it is. And now keep on repeating this pattern. So again, this one you're going to have your bobble stitch again. Then next 2 stitches, you're going to have your 1 single crochet into each stitch. Again, into this third stitch, you're going to have your bobble stitch. And keep on repeating this pattern. And your last bobble stitch will be here on your this last stitch. And I'm going to meet you at the end here. And here it is. I'm at by this last stitch, and my last stitch of my round number 2 will be a bobble stitch. So for that one, it's going to be It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 5 loops. And here it is. This is my last bobble stitch of my round number 2. Now if you find your stitches like this, don't worry, it is just that you haven't pushed them inside out. So just push them inside out and it will be nice and done. Here it is. So here it is. We got our 24 bobble stitches for this round number 2. After every 2 single crochets, we have our third stitch as our bobble stitch. And in total, we got our 24 bobble stitch. For this round number 2, in total, we have our 72 stitches. And here it is. This is our last stitch. Now for the round number 3, I will take out this stitch marker. And I will insert my hook into this first stitch. Insert your hook, grab your yarn, and have 1 single crochet here. And this is your first single crochet of your round number 3. Now here you can always put your stitch marker. Now here for our round number 3, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch from your previous round. So in total we're going to have our 72 single crochets. So here it is. For the first 2 stitches, we got over this 1 single crochet into each stitch. On top of this bobble stitch, you're going to find your stitch here. So insert your hook into this stitch like this and grab your yarn and have your 1 single crochet. Go to this next 2 stitches and here you find your this next 2 single crochets. So have 1 single crochet into each stitch, 1 and 2. Again, you got your this bobble stitch. Insert your hook into this bobble stitch like this, grab your yarn and have 1 single crochet. And now keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch, and by the end of this round number 3, we're going to have our 72 stitches, 72 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you after my 72 single crochets at the end of this round number 3. And here it is. After my round number 3, my work looks like this, and for my round number 3, I have my 1 single crochet into each stitch. I've got my 72 stitches in total, and now we're going to repeat our round number 2 and round number 3 until our round number 21. So again, for our round number 4, we're going to repeat our round number 2. So for that one, I'm going to take out this stitch marker, and for the first 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1 and 1. Have your stitch marker on this first stitch. Do not forget to have a stitch marker because we are working on a spiral way, so it's really important to have your stitch marker on every first stitch of your every round, because you're going to forget which one is your first stitch. And here it is. We got over this first 2 single crochets, and again for our this third stitch, we're going to have our 1 bobble stitch. So for that one, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here it is. We got over this bobble stitch. Next 2 stitches, we're going to have our 1 single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1 and 2. Again, this is our third stitch. So here we're going to have our bobble stitch. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And next 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. And now keep on repeating your round number 2 and 3 until your round number 21. So again, we are working on this round number 4, and we got over this bobble stitches on this round number 4. For our round number 5, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and in total for each round we're going to have our 72 stitches. And do not forget to have your stitch marker on every first stitch of your every round. And I'm going to meet you after my round number 21. And my round number 21 will be 1 single crochet into each stitch, and I will meet you after my round number 21. And here it is. After my round number 21, my work looks like this. Here it is. And now for the round number 22, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So remember, our round number 21, our last round, is 1 single crochet into each stitch. And for our round number 22, we're going to repeat our round number 21. So again, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So just have your 1 single crochet here and put your this stitch marker back on. This is your first stitch, and again keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch for this round number 22, and I'm gonna meet you after my round number 22. And for this round number 22, again I'm gonna have my 72 stitches. So 1 single crochet into each stitch, and I'm gonna meet you after that. And here it is. I have my 72 single crochets for this round number 22. 1 single crochet into each stitch. And now for the round number 23. Now round number 23 is going to be our last round. So take out your this stitch marker and insert your hook into this first stitch. Grab your yarn and have 1 slip stitch here like this. Now put your this stitch marker back on, and now keep on having 1 slip stitch into each stitch from your previous round. And by the end of this round number 23, we're going to have our 72 slip stitches. So here we got our this first slip stitch. Insert your hook into this next stitch and grab your yarn and make your slip stitch. So keep on having 1 slip stitch into each stitch from your previous round, and here it is. And by the end, you're going to have your 72 slip stitches, and I'm going to meet you after my round number 23 with my 72 slip stitches. And here it is. It looks like this after my 72 slip stitches after the end of my round number 23. And now we're going to cut our yarn. So cut your yarn and secure your this last stitch. Take out your the stitch marker here. And now we're going to take the needle and simply, here it is. We have worked on this last stitch. This is the stitch we have already worked on. So we will go to this next stitch, insert your needle like this here, and this is your last worked stitch here. We're gonna insert our needle in between these 2 loops like this. If you can see it here, I'm gonna insert my needle like this, and I will secure my this stitch. So here it is. This will be a nicely knitted stitch, and there will be no flaw on your this work or your project. So here it is. It is all done, and now we will take out our this yarn at the back, and here it is. It looks like this. And now just make your a little knot here and hide this end in. So here it is. And now we're going to hide this one in, and I'm going to meet you after that. And here it is. It looks like this. And now we're going to put our this little button in here. Now you can use any kind of button. I'm having this fancy button, so I'm going to use this one, but you can use any of the button you want, and there is no specific stitch count to put this one on. Just have an idea that this is the length of your project, and just keep it in the middle. If you want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, if you want to count somewhere in here, if you want to put it at somewhere in here in between, you can do it as well. So in total you are having your 24 bobble stitches. So each side will have 12 bobble stitches, and if you want to count 6 bobble stitches, you can count 6 bobble stitches here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and here again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So here it should be in the middle, but it doesn't look like it's in the middle, so I'm just going to put it in here, and it looks like it is in the middle. And I'm going to attach my this button in here, and we're going to create a little loop on this other side as well. And here it is. I've got my this button in here, and I've got this chains. Now I've made 12 chains here, but you can have as many chains as you want. It completely depends on the button what you have been using. I'm using this kind of a button, and it's gonna be all right if I'm having this 12 chains. So here it is. I've made this 12 chains, but it's totally up to you. Whatever size you want, just have that many chains and just go at the back. So here it is. This is our button. I will just go at the back on this other side, and somewhere here I will attach my this chains and will create a loop in here. Here it is. It's gonna be all right like this. And now just hide this ends in, and I'm gonna meet you after that. And here it is all done. And now I'm gonna attach this back strap here from inside like this. And for this particular back strap pattern, I've made a separate tutorial video, so please check the I button on this top right side, or you can check the description box down below for the link. So I have made a separate tutorial video for this back strap, so you can check out that video. And I'm just gonna attach my this back strap from inside in here and here. So I'm going to attach this back strap here. For that one, let me just turn my work. And now again, there is no particular stitch count. I'm just gonna have an idea, and here it is. I'm gonna attach my this first strap part here. So here it is. Just check out your this base and just have your this strap on the line of your this base. There is no particular stitch count, just as I said. There is no particular stitch count, but you can have an idea where to put it, and it will come out in the middle. Now for this one, now to attach this back strap, I'm just gonna take this layer, this inner layer of my this back strap, and I will attach it with the inner layer of my this bag, just like this. Here it is. Again, I will do the same. So there will be no stitches on the outside, and it will be nice and attached. And now keep on attaching this 2 layers in here. And now keep on attaching this 2 parts, and I'm going to meet you after that. And here it is, our bag is ready, and I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share and comment on my videos, and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.